He's the quarterback of my Oakland Raiders. He's Derek Carr back on the program. Hi, Derek. How are you this morning?
Hey, Dan. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Wait, is this a morning voice or your regular voice?
This is definitely morning voice. No, we're excited, man. We got day 1,000 of camp, and we're getting ready to rock.
Okay, let me describe your dorm room now with the Raiders during training camp and how that compares with your dorm room your freshman year at Fresno State.
Oh, man. So my freshman year, I had absolutely nothing in my room. I just went in there with a suitcase. Now I'm very, well planned ahead, and I have one suitcase and another suitcase for dirty clothes, and then now I have all my snacks, all my protein shakes. Now I have almost a mini kitchen set up on my desk. So this time around, I was ready. I was more prepared.
You have posters on your wall now, like you did your freshman year in college?
Definitely no posters. No posters for me.
Did you have posters when you were at Fresno State?
I had no posters. If I did, I don't know who I'd actually have up there, but I definitely didn't have any.
What, would you have had women posters or football posters?
No, if I had any, honestly, I'd just have some of my favorite athletes. That's probably what I would have put up there.
Like?
I'd probably have Kobe up there. Kobe's definitely one of my favorite competitors of all time. Probably back in Fresno, I'd definitely have a Brett Favre one up. I was a big Brett Favre fan. So that would have been early on, though.
All right, if I could make it happen that you could meet Kobe or Brett Favre,
yeah,
who do you want to meet?
Oh, I'd have to say Kobe. Kobe of any sport, he's always been my favorite competitor.
Can you go out, because the old-time Raiders probably didn't have a curfew. Do you have a curfew?
Yeah, we definitely have a curfew, but Coach Del Rio doesn't really check everybody's room. He kind of treats us like grown men. He expects us to do things right to be ready to go the next day.
Has he ever knocked on your door? And who checks on you for curfew?
It's usually the strength coaches. So he hasn't officially come to my door, but if he hears us, I think he will tonight.
What would happen if you were out past curfew?
If I was, well, first they'd be shocked. They'd definitely be shocked. So they might laugh, but then obviously I'd probably get hit with a fine.
If you were giving advice to Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, on what, on and off the field, what you went through as a rookie quarterback, what would you say?
Yeah. First on the field, the game is completely different. The preseason is one thing, but when you hit those regular season games, they're game planning to stop you. And so I would just tell them to study the film, be prepared as much as they could, and go out there and just give it everything you got. That your rookie year is where you gain your experience. What throws can you and can you not make? So I would say don't hold anything back at all. Don't have any reservation. Go out there and just play. And that's what's going to help them this year, starting all these games, is just gaining that experience. And off the field, I just tell you, it's a long season, Those guys in college, went to, bowl games and those kind of things and played later on in the year. But, the toll that this game takes on you, there's probably some games in college I didn't get hit once. There's never a game in the NFL where you're not going to get touched. So the physical toll, you got to take care of your body. So you just got to be mentally ready for that.
He's Derek Carr of My Raiders joining us, Dan Patrick Show. I read a quote, I think it was from you, where you said you talked to your brother like the next day. You didn't even remember getting hit, but you couldn't believe how sore you were. Is that accurate, what you a quote attributed to you?
That's true because, obviously when we talk about hits, I think he's the most well-known quarterback for getting hit. And so
Is he proud of that, Derek, that he was sacked more times in a single season than anybody in the history of the game?
Absolutely not. He does not want that one on his record.
Okay. I won't bring that up then. I won't bring that up again.
I did say that. I was like, hey, man. I was like, I don't even remember getting hit yesterday, but, obviously I did. But I was like, man, I can't believe how sore I am, compared to college games. And he said, yeah, well, try playing the Chargers week 2 of your rookie year, with Junior Seau and Marcel Smiley coming after you. And, I said, oh, yeah, I do remember that one. So it made me feel a little bit better.
All right. Draft night, you're watching, and all of a sudden the Raiders are on the clock. What do you think?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Amari Cooper.
Are you yelling, Amari? Did you know beforehand the Raiders are going to take Amari Cooper?
No, I really didn't. We were at the Raiders draft class from last year. So me, Khalil, Gabe, Justin, all of us. They had a draft party that they wanted us to be at. So we were there, and literally me and Khalil were sitting next to each other. And we both had no clue. And so, he even was saying, he wanted a Coop. So we were sitting there just waiting. And when we picked him, we just smiled. We just started laughing. But obviously Raider Nation was going crazy, so it was awesome.
All right, now he's in camp. It's one thing to see somebody on film, hear about him, and then he gets into camp. What was your reaction?
He's so fast. He's so fast. He's so sudden. I've never seen a guy track the ball, like he does once it's in the air, like on a deep ball or like a deep post. It doesn't matter where you throw it. He makes you right. He makes it hit him right in stride. And I remember the one that stands out the most to me is we're doing one-on-ones. I threw him a deep post, and I to myself, I was like, okay, I'm going to put it out there a little bit, and I want to test him. I want to see what he's got. And I threw it, and I was like, oh, man, that's definitely overthrown. And he looked up at the ball, put his head down for about 8 more strides, put his head back up, and when he caught the ball, the DB was 10 yards behind him. Man, I could not believe it.
Well, that's a nice thing to have. That if you have some, I think Tom Brady probably tried to do that with Randy Moss. That let me see if I can outthrow him, and if you can't, that's a good sign. I love the pick because it gave you a weapon that maybe you haven't had the consistency there. But if I said you could have a great receiver, a great lineman, what do you want?
Oh man, I would definitely take the line, because I watched. Firsthand, my brother had a great receiver, Andre Johnson, but you can't get it to him when you're on your back.
It always comes back to your brother, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's where I gained my most experience. 12 years of it, watching him play.
Yeah, and you know what? I still marvel. I tell people that now we expect quarterbacks to play. As soon as you're drafted, you're expected to play. Where some of these quarterbacks, if they had been able to sit and watch for a year or 2 or 3, your brother was such a great athlete that I wonder,
right,
had he been able to sit and watch and the team get a little bit better, would he have had that great career? And I wonder that, because confidence can leave. That's the first thing that leaves you. I mean, that's the most important thing you guys have is your confidence. Yeah. And it can go. It can go in a quarter or a half or a game. So it's something that's kind of tangible that you're like, I don't have my confidence right now, and I think that affected your brother being sacked all those times.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Who knows? Only he would know. But I don't want to know. Getting hit that much. Those are things you don't want to know.
Are you ready to relocate to Los Angeles anytime soon?
Oh man, that is definitely above my pay grade and decision making abilities. So I think Mr. Davis is the one to ask that one.
Okay, wait a minute. Now I want you to be honest. You can just be honest with me. Have you been told not to talk about relocating to Los Angeles?
We haven't. Coach said it doesn't matter. But it's something that honestly we don't even think about. Because for the time being, we're trying to win now, and that stuff I can tell you from everyone on this team, it really doesn't matter to us where we're at. We love Oakland. We've loved playing here. We'll love L.A. if we go there. We'll love wherever we go because, as you know, Raider Nation is everywhere. So anywhere we're at, it'll be a home field advantage. But to us, we just want to win games. We're not worried about where we're at. We're really just wanting to turn this thing around and start winning.
Wait, are you reading off a prepared script there? That's what
Not at all.
Oh, you weren't. Okay. I always ask about Green Day last time. Have you been mistaken for Billy Joe anytime recently?
Not anytime recently, but last time you asked, it did happen once because someone listening to your show, decided to ask. But
wait, that was the only time you've ever been asked that you look like him?
That's the only time, so I think you did a good job.
Well, I got one listener, so that's nice. And that guy tracked you down, so maybe I'll get 2 that'll come up and ask you about that.
Yeah, no doubt now.
Hey, good luck, and glad that you got Amari Cooper. We'll keep an eye and hopefully catch up during the season. Thank you, Derek.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, that's Derek Carr.